In this video, we're going to take a look at 10 satisfying things you can do in Battlefield 5. Starting out, we've got flying through the bridge on twisted steel. This is possibly my favourite only in Battlefield moment that I've managed to achieve so far in the game. Yes, it did take quite a few tries. I did it with the Spitfire, which I found to be a very nice plane for it with its manoeuvrability, but I'm sure you could do it with the ME-109. I'm not really too sure on the dimensions of the two planes in game, but I'm pretty certain both can fit without too many issues at all. I'm waiting for somebody to do this upside down in a fighter. That would be absolutely insane, but as it is, I've only seen people do it in the same way I've tried. These are a couple of my earlier attempts that seem to have actually gotten more upvotes on Twitter and Reddit than the actual successful attempt. People seem to like the plane physics in this game. It's kind of weird. You can smash into stuff and survive, when in previous Battlefield games you would just explode. What do you think of this? It's at my number one. It's my favourite thing you can do, and if you make it through the bridge, it's absolutely awesome. Next up, we have bombing an enemy plane. This is easiest with the JU or the Blenheim bomber. The JU has a better field of view because the Blenheim is slightly bugged at the minute, but dropping bombs on an enemy plane is an excellent way to take them out. Sometimes on the bombers, your front-facing gun isn't that effective, but the bombs certainly are. Getting just above an enemy plane, timing it to perfection, sometimes it takes a couple of attempts, but you time it to perfection and you can take them out in one shot. I haven't yet taken down a fighter with this, but I have taken down a lot of bombers and a couple of mosquitoes, and I think a Stuka as well, but I'm not exactly sure. It's really fun, one of the best things you can do in the game. Next up, we have meleeing camping snipers. It's been fun in every Battlefield game I've ever played in BF5. Even though they've reused some of the animations, using the cricket bat is probably my favourite thing you can do. Unlocking it during the campaign was something I had to do at the start of this game, and then I just go around bashing people's skulls in when I get the chance. Next up, we have the supply drop. This is a very useful squad call-in. You get ammo and health from it. It's really good on the go. You can keep your squad and everyone else resupplied, although it's not so good when it crushes you. This is on the list because I know you can use it to crush enemy players. You can use it to crush camping snipers, which I haven't managed myself. That's why there's no clip of it in the background, but it's definitely possible and would be super satisfying. Next on the list, we have road kills. This is something you've been able to do in pretty much every Battlefield game. It's very good in Battlefield 5 because of these little cars, the Kubel wagons. You can jump out of them, send them flying along and roadkill people like I've just done in the background. Pretty cool stuff and very satisfying. Now, if you want to up your game, you can roadkill people in a plane. They don't need to be parachuting. You can sweep along the floor like I just did, and if you're a better pilot than me, you wouldn't have taken as much damage. I got down to 1 HP there, but imagine being an infantry player and getting roadkilled by a plane. It can't be much fun. Next on the list, we have the most common satisfying moment, the V1 bomb. Not everyone's cup of tea, it divides opinion, but I think they're pretty cool for the most part, albeit they are fairly spammy towards the end of games as every squad tends to get hold of them. Pretty cool, only in Battlefield moment. If you're lucky enough to get a big multi-kill, then lucky you. Next up, we have one of the best only in Battlefield moments in the game, taking down enemy planes with the Panzerfaust, or the Fiat if you're lucky enough to hit one of those. As you can tell from the planes that I hit in the background, the animations and what happens after you hit the plane is just fantastic. The pilot can fly out and ragdoll through the air, the plane can break up and smoke, set fire and just break up into the distance. It's really cool and I absolutely love it. The Fiat Launcher, although I haven't got any kills with it in the background, can be used to take down planes. There's a Top Plays episode coming out soon where someone takes a plane down across the map with a Fiat Launcher. The Fiat Launcher has insanely strong drop on it, so you'll fire it in the air and it will almost act as a mortar. I'm pretty impressed that they managed to pull that off. Definitely an only in Battlefield moment and incredibly satisfying. Next up, we have Battlefield Revenge. This is exactly what I wanted to see in a Battlefield game. It's not necessarily down to the actual game itself, it's just luck and whether you've got a good chance to kill an enemy that has just killed you. This guy's killed me on Rotterdam. He was on Delta, so I dropped the V1 just in time and took only him out. A pretty decent bit of payback there on that guy. Super satisfying, I think you'll all agree. Next up we have the lucky frag grenade. It could also be an incendiary, it could possibly be some dynamite, or even a Panzerfaust I suppose, but it's when you fire or throw a bit of explosive into the distance and get more than you bargained for. I got 4 there, clearing part of the flag out for my team. Pretty lucky stuff and mega satisfying at the time. Linking onto the back of that, we have blowing stuff up in general. Although I made a mess of that and killed myself, blowing up tanks is really, really good fun. Whether you're using dynamite or the Panzerfaust, the assault players are so damn strong in this game and you can cause a lot of trouble to enemy armor. A couple of Panzerfaust shots will disable the tank entirely, maybe a piece of dynamite or an anti-tank grenade, and you're good to go. DICE will certainly patch this. The assault won't be as strong in the future and the tanks might have a little bit more HP, but nonetheless it's fun while it lasts. Something else super fun is taking a tank yourself and getting into a tank battle. Maybe you're against infantry, maybe you're against a tank. In this case I'm in the Panzer 38T, pretty much my favourite tank on the game because of how fast it is. As you can see, I'm trying to outmaneuver his turrets just there as he's turning to hit me. I've got loads of infantry helping me. It's a matter of time before he gets taken out and explodes. A pretty awesome thing to see on Battlefield. If you're also looking for a bit of satisfying fun with the Panzerfaust, you can use it to take down infantry. Now I don't mean just run around with it as a primary weapon, I mean use it as something to finish off a couple of enemies instead of dying yourself. As you can see here on Twisted Steel, I'm in an engagement with 2 players, I miss a couple of shots. I don't really have much cover, so I quickly switch to the Panzerfaust and fire it and get myself a double kill. That is super satisfying to do. Finally, we have killing the Enemy Aaa, something that pilots will absolutely adore. When you have an AA gun spamming you, you have some bombs left over, you drop them and you get the kill. I'm in the Ju-88 in that clip, not really very fair because that thing is completely overpowered, but in this one I'm in the Blenheim. I don't have an AA gun shooting me, I do have a Stuka behind me though. I switch out to the gunner seat and deal with him, which is very fun as well. The game looks absolutely awesome, as you can tell from this little clip that's about to happen. It's one of my favourite things to do in the game and it's super satisfying. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you leave your super satisfying moments from Battlefield 5 down below in the comments and I'll catch you in the next video.